So good day, crafty chums, it's Nikki here and it's day 22 in the 30 days Inchies challenge. Well, we're getting through them now, aren't we? And believe it or not, today's challenge is Inchies on a canvas, and this is a 79 cents canvas. It's nice and small, it's 4x5, so completely my my size of canvas. Let's hope I can do it some justice, eh? So I think I'm going to, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to have a play and just get some other things down on the background first, because it's always good to do that. So what I'm going to do is get some book paper down. Now, I like to do this with the book paper is I like to leave the border, because do you know what? When you, in your journals and everything else, when you write on paper, it's usually incredibly white and then you have to try and stain it and everything. But if you've got an aged book paper and you keep these, you can either stamp or write on there for your little words and sayings, you know, if you don't have Tim Holtz stuff, which I don't. So, yeah, so this is just an easy way of getting that age look, so it's not bright and white and standing out and looking really quite silly. Yeah. So I'm going to do a bit of mixed media on this canvas, which is always nice. And then I might put some serviettes on there too. So I'm just placing where I think I want this, and then I'm just going to go for it. This is one of the ones where I might do fast forward. I don't know, it just depends whether I can keep talking while I'm doing it. Sometimes you can, or sometimes I can, sometimes I cannot. So we'll see. So I'm just, I'm going to pop this down first with the Pritt stick. It will act as a resist to things. So I'm going to, once I've got this down, I'm going to pop some gesso over the top, to try and take away that Pritt sticky thing. Resist is good. Resistance is futile. Oh dear. But not always. I had thought that I might just pop some over the edge. But I might be running into trouble if I do that. Sometimes it's nice to take things over the edge. Sometimes probably I shouldn't be doing it with the Pritt stick, so I'm going to take that off, and I'm not going to go over the edge with it. As I say, sometimes it's good and sometimes it isn't. Okay. Right, now I'm going to pop some gesso on top of this. It'll help to pop it down, and also to, I'm going to do watered down gesso, so it'll help to pop it down, and if I can get the lid off my gesso. Sometimes that shoulder just stops me, and as usual I've put too much out, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. No, not today. No worries today. Just going to mix that up with a bit of water, just to water it down, get it on. Just a little bit of like a wash. Just using a wash with the gesso. So that you can still see the book paper underneath. Okay, and I'm going to dry that off. I might let it dry actually, because it's lunchtime. I'd go and have my lunch and let it dry. Okay. Actually, I decided to force it a little bit because I've got a lot of gesso here, so I'm going to use some more of that gesso and that, and I'm just going to, actually I'm just going to go mad with colour. Okay, so this is now dried, and that actually it's dried very well because I had to wait for my battery to recharge. And what I'm going to do is I'll tell you what I am going to do is put some glue on here, and the reason why I'm going to do that, cover it all over just with some PVA glue, and then I am going to put these on as squares, these inches. But what I'm hoping to do is put one on, miss it, put it on. Put one on, miss one, yeah, okay. So I'm going to put it on, and then I'm going to miss it, and I'm going to go down, hopefully just down like this. Then I'm going to pop some more glue on, get it to stick down properly, put some more glue on. Okay, so that's almost dry enough. So what I've got here, just some watercolour crayons, and maybe it's not quite dry enough, but let's just see. And what I'm going to do is go around the squares, or maybe not all the squares, maybe just some of the squares, I don't know, and just work in some colour now. Okay, so I've done that now, and I'm just going to dry it off, ready for the next bit. So now I'm just going to use the yellow. So this is another layer, and I'm just going to dry that off. Now I'm going to go around the squares in pencil now. So I've got here I finished the background of the canvas, which is the squares from the Inchies squares, and so what I did was I formed an Inchie by using an Inchie as well, so it's like a checkered tile background. And I've got these, I went over with a graphite pencil, which is a watercolour graphite, which was this one here, which was a 4B watercolour graphite. And these are some ATCs that I did just a little while ago, just, you know, a couple of weeks back, I think. And this is from the last challenge we did, which was I forget what it was. I don't know, but anyway, it was on the last challenge we did. So, and I was just trying to decide which one I like on there the best. And I'm not quite sure. You see, that's okay, but I think that, you know, if I did this one, I could give it as a nice little Christmas gift to one of my grandkids. They'd love something like that, I'm sure. So, I'm like, this is a very dimensional little ATC on just a bit of card, that recycled card, and yeah, and a paper bag. So actually, you know, it's because it's such a grungy background, it actually might work rather well, I think. So I think that I am going to do that. I'm going to put this one on there, even though that this one is very nice and I really like it. I think that that will work well for a cute little gift for one of my granddaughters. I think maybe the 4-year-old would really, really love it. So so I'm going to put it on here. So let's see, I need it to just come a little bit straighter than it is, because it's a little bit warped, because of course it's just a bit of packing cardboard from sellotape, wall hanging. So let's see, I'm just going to make sure that this is like this. Just go around the edges a little bit more, just to make sure there's no white from the cardstock showing. And I'm going to use my super glue. I do have some E6000, but I think I'll leave that for you know, things that I need to be, that are a little bit more difficult to glue down. So here we go. This one will take a little bit to dry and stick down, so I may be stuck here for a little while just pressing. So there we go. I think that that's going to be a cracking little canvas. 3D canvas. And while I'm waiting for it to take hold, yes, there you go, see, pegs. I have an infinite supply of pegs for my things to glue down while the glue takes. Always using pegs. Sometimes I get caught out and the pegs stick, but not often. Just going to make sure that edge is down, and yeah. Looks cool, and just there as well. Okay, I'll be back when that's dry, or maybe not. Maybe you'll just see a photograph at the end, who knows? Who can tell? Not me, that's for sure. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's make, and don't forget to check out Eileen McInnes's channel, and International Crafters on Facebook and International Crafters on YouTube. And I'd just like to say, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do, because I'm sort of like hovering around 2,000 and I would like to get there soon. So anywho, all the information you need will be in the description box below. Just click the more, or the little, there's usually a little, not an arrow, but a triangle pointing down. You click that and then you get more, whatever. So there you go. See you again soon. Bye, y'all.